Good evening and welcome to another episode of Capsules of Love. I am your host, Richard Albert Lawrence Sr. And remember what God Word says. God Word says yes, a resounding yes. I love you with an everlasting love. On this episode of Capsule of Love, Self-Care, I want to speak from a title or from a quote from Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King writes, "Never allow anybody to pull you so low that you hate them." Let me say that again. Martin Luther King says, never allow anybody to pull you so low that you hate them. If I had to pick this statement apart and write a message for my congregation, I could do a series on that one statement. But in the few minutes that we have here, as it pertains to self-love and self-care, let me explain to you why this is a very critical statement, especially in this day and age and time that you and I are living in. In commandment number 2, God says that we should love our neighbors as we love ourselves. So if you and I allow anybody to get us so low that we hate them, by default, we are also hating ourselves. We already have problems with self-identity. We have already have problem with the color of our skin. We already have problems with higher education and what that do for us. We already have problem with DEI being canceled. We already have problems with, we are only 3/5 of a person. We're not a full person. We already have problem with, all men are created equal. And when we really examine it, is that really true when it was written? We already have problems with just who we are as a people. But especially for someone like me and you, brown skin, yellow skin people, someone who is not Caucasian, someone that is not white, we must contend with this thing, and we contend with this thing every single day. We are fighting against all odds to not let people make us become worse than we would ever dream we would become. We cannot allow people to make us become lower than our base self. We can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. No. Not when we hear things like, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, I'm beautifully made, the melanin in my skin makes me look beautiful, and it reflects and radiates the sunlight. I have enough issues already as it is. Much more to make someone who don't know what it's like to walk in my shoes, to be in my skin, to tell me how I should think or feel about myself. Now they have hijacked my mind and your mind, and it's causing you and it's causing me to start hating them or pulling me so low that I would hate them. No. I'm not letting them get in my mind that I would start doing this to myself. No. Self-care tells me that anything that is negative, I need to keep out. And if I'm going to keep out negative thoughts out of my head, that's one negative thought I'm going to keep out of my head. And I'm going to suggest to you, ladies and gentlemen, that you keep that very same thought out of your head too. Don't allow people to come inside of your mind and take up space that they're not paying rent for. No one is allowed to live rent-free in your mind. No, if they're going to live in your mind, let it cost them something. When they allow you to think of them so low that you start to hate them, they are occupying some space in your brain or in your mind that they are not allowed to be there. So put them out of that thing. That's self-care. Self-love says, because I love myself, I am not going to bring myself in such a place that I start hating people. Hating people that don't look like me, hating people that don't speak like me, hating people that don't come from where I come from. Not going to do that. I'm not going to allow that. Neither should you. So what am I saying? In the words of Martin Luther King, I want you to let those words also resonate with you. Never allow anybody to pull you so low that you would hate them. Because after a while, because you have allowed them to pull you so low in hating them, you will start turning on your own self and start hating you. Can't give room for that. So the same way we start this video is the same way we're going to end it. Remember what God says. God says yes, a resounding yes. I love you with an everlasting love. Have a good rest of your evening, and God bless you.